Hi everyone, I hope you all are great. Today we will have pronouns. So basically, we've been having pronouns for a while now. That's because we have lots of lessons under that. So this is the seventh lesson under the chapter pronouns. So first you have to log in using the aplusstudent.com. Click on your name, move on to language at the grade 7. Chapter is pronouns and lesson will be used reflexive pronouns. Is the pronoun reflexive or intensive? Okay, so reflexive pronouns are pronouns that end in self or selves. Okay, this is how you know the reflexive pronouns. They end in self or self. So for the singular subjects, we have I, you, she, he, it. Now, the reflexive pronoun for I will be myself, you, yourself, she, herself, he, himself, it, itself. Okay. So we also have the plural subject. Okay. We have we, ourselves, you, yourselves, they, themselves. Okay. So reflexive pronoun is used to refer back to the subject of the sentence or clause in which it appears. All right. So you have to take note. It is used to refer back to the subject of the sentence or clause in which it appears. It should agree with that subject. So the reflexive pronoun has to agree with the subject. So we helped ourselves to some more soup. The subject of the sentence is we, so we use ourselves. After the guest left, Amy made herself a cup of tea. So, all right, so after the guest left, Amy made herself a cup of tea. The subject of the clause in which the pronoun appears is Amy. So Amy can be called she, so we use herself. Okay. Now, a reflexive pronoun can only be used to refer to the subject of the sentence or clause in which it appears. To refer to someone else or something else, a personal pronoun like me, you, him, her, it, us, or them should be used instead. Okay? Jake wrote a note for himself. The reflexive pronoun himself refers back to the subject Jake. Then Jake wrote a note for him. The personal pronoun him must refer to the sentence other than the subject Jake. All right, let's look at some examples. So, complete the sentence with the pronoun that refers back to the subject in bold. When camping, we entertain Dash by playing checkers or telling ghost stories. So, already we know that if we have the we subject, we will have what? Ourself for the reflexive pronoun. After an injury, nerve cells repair Dash slowly. Researchers of Dersel University are trying to speed up the process. So, what do we have? Themselves. Okay. At the news conference yesterday, he proclaimed Dash the greatest player in the history of basketball. He proclaimed what? Himself. Okay. All right. So, moving on to the test, share your answers with me. Okay. Complete the sentence with a pronoun that refers back to the subject in bold. Did he overexert dash trying to move that antique marble bureau to the attic? Is it himself or herself? Okay, so we have himself. If you're both finished eating, you may excuse dash from the dining table. Is it gonna be yourself or themselves? Okay, so what's so yourself? I smeared dash with lotion to keep the bugs away, but the mosquitoes still bit me. Yourself or myself? So myself, if they had put snow tires on their car, they could have spared Dash the trouble of getting stuck in the snow, themselves or ourselves. Okay, so we have themselves. Mrs. Kelly shouldn't concern Dash with the personal affairs of others, yourself or herself. Okay, so we have herself. So next off, now that we have finished shoveling the driveway, should we reward Dash with hot chocolate first or second? All right, so we have ourselves. When you perform this experiment, you must be careful not to burn dash with the acid, yourself or itself. So we have yourself with the acid. Did you know that an oyster feeds dash by extracting algae from the water, himself or itself? So itself. So did you know that okay, we have the itself, right? So this is the right one here. Next off, we have at the news conference yesterday, he proclaimed Dash the greatest player in the history of basketball. Himself or yourself? So proclaimed himself. Okay. So next up, you must all strap dash in now. The commander announced it's time to head to the International Space Station. Yourself or ourselves. So you must all strap yourselves in now. Alright, that's it for this lesson. We'll move on to the next one. Okay, so complete this if you haven't done it, alright? So we have, is the pronoun reflexive or intensive? Okay, so reflexive pronouns refer back to the subject of the sentence or clause in which they appear. They are always object of a verb or preposition. Now, did Sarah save any of the cookies for herself? Now, the reflexive pronoun herself refers back to the subject Sarah, and it is the object of the preposition for. Now, the intensive pronoun emphasize or intensify the noun or pronoun they refer to. They can refer to any noun or pronoun in the sentence, not just a subject, okay? Intensive pronouns are used for emphasis only. They are not object of verbs or prepositions, okay? We use them for emphasis. No one else was home, so I brought in the groceries myself. So the intensive pronoun myself emphasizes the pronoun I. After waiting in line all afternoon, we were finally able to meet the queen herself. So the intensive pronoun herself emphasizes the noun queen. So one way to tell if a pronoun is reflexive or intensive is to try replacing it with an object pronoun like me, her, or ours. If you can replace it with an object pronoun and still have a complete sentence, it is reflexive. If you can't, it is intensive. So did Sarah save any of the cookies for herself? Then we have, did Sarah save any of the cookies for him? So you can replace herself with the object pronoun him and still have a sentence. This tells you that the pronoun is reflexive. Okay. No one else was home, so I brought in the groceries myself. No one else was home, so I brought in the groceries her. Now you can see that you can replace myself with the object pronoun her. The second sentence doesn't work. This tells you that the pronoun is intensive. So is the pronoun in both reflexive or intensive. We are new here ourselves, he said as he shook my hand. So that is what intensive. Okay. If you multiply any number by one, the answer is the number itself. So we have intensive as well. I was surprised to discover that the athletes themselves didn't actually know where the arena was located. So we have what? Intensive. So we'll move on to the test. Share your answers with me. At 3 o'clock, the conductor and I need to excuse ourselves briefly from the rehearsal to discuss the symphony schedule. Is the pronoun in bold reflexive or pronoun or intensive? Which of them? So we have what? Reflexive. Okay. When the revolutionaries stormed the city, the emperor and I disguised ourselves as peasants and escaped. Intensive or reflexive? Okay, so what do we have here? Reflexive. Okay. We are new here ourselves, he said as he shook my hand. Which of them? All right, so this is intensive. While recovering from a sprained ankle, my cousin had to use crutches to support herself. Is it first or second? Okay, so we have reflexive pronoun here. Yesterday, the band's drummer and harmonica player recorded themselves practicing a new song. Is this reflexive or intensive? Okay, so we have what? Reflexive, okay? Mr. Lorry introduced himself to us and welcomed us to the neighborhood. Which of them here? So what do we have here? We also have reflexive, okay? So if you multiply any number by 1, the answer is the number itself. Which of them here? Okay, so this is intensive. Okay. Noah and I sheltered ourselves from the hill as we hurried across the parking lot. So which of them? Okay, so we have reflexive. All right, that's it for our lesson under pronouns for today. Can you tell me if you have any questions? All right, since we have no questions, we'll end here. Okay. Complete this lesson if you haven't done it. See you all next time. Bye.